Welcome to Tournesol. I'm Ransom, and today we will demonstrate how to assemble a modular irrigation container, a versatile self-watering system designed for large planters. The modular irrigation container provides the right amount of water needed for plants to thrive using linked reservoir modules and our proprietary moisture sensor. It can be installed in any shaped planter, does not interfere with lighting or electrical connections, and requires no plumbing. So let's dive in and help you assemble your irrigation container with ease and confidence. For this video, we will demonstrate how to assemble a round, three-module irrigation container, one of our most flexible models. Your kit will include a fill module, a sensor module, and a secondary module, hose and hose clamps, a fill tube with a tamper-resistant stopper, tilt wrench. It will also come with the fill elbow, the overflow drainage adapter with accessories and sealant, and the BioGuard squares with the instruction manual. Gather the tools needed to assemble your irrigation container. You will find a list included in the instruction manual in your kits. The first step is installing the drainage adapter through the pre-drilled drain hole at the bottom of your planter. For demonstration purposes, we will use a prop representing the planter drain hole. The adapter comes in three parts: the plug, the adapter pipe, and drain cap. Apply a small amount of sealant on the lip of the drain plug. Tilt the planter on its side, inserting the plug into the drain hole from the outside in. Holding that in place, add a small amount of sealant around the drain hole inside the planters. Set the adapter pipe directly over the drain hole and plug and press firmly to set. Insert the drain cap and cover with the landscape fabric included in the kit. Secure the fabric with a zip tie. Set aside for about 30 minutes or until completely dry to ensure a tight seal. After the adapter is dry, lay out the modules inside your planter. To confirm spacing and to measure the hose lengths between each module. For demonstration purposes, we will use a prop representing the base of the planter for taking measurements. Evenly space the modules inside the planter and mark for your hose measurements. Make sure to measure from the hose barb to hose barb, cutting the hose with scissors or a knife slightly longer than the measurement to allow for the hose to curve between each module. Remove the modules from the planter to connect the hose. Slide the end of the cut hose over the hose barb, followed by a hose clamp. Squeezing the hose clamp shut, use pliers for a tighter fit to secure the connection. A good seal is critical to ensure the connection is airtight and the vacuum is created. Repeat these steps until all of the hose connections are secured, and then insert connected modules back into the planter. So we're now ready to connect the fill tube to the fill module. Dry fit the fill tube and fill elbow components and insert the assembly into the fill module adapter. The fill tube has a tamper-resistant stopper that needs to extend 1 to 3 inches above the top of the soil media. This may require cutting down the fill tube, so take your measurements at this point. Remove the fill tube assembly from the module, apply PVC cement to all joints, and reinsert into the fill module adapter at a 45-degree angle and turn until vertical. The fill tube has a tamper-resistant stopper that helps to maintain a vacuum in the reservoir by expanding and contracting. You can expand the plug by turning the hex head bolt located in the middle of the washer using the hex head wrench provided. The modular irrigation container is a sealed system where a vacuum develops above the water level in each module. Water wicks from the outlets into the soil until water in the soil reaches the moisture sensor, closing the valve and preventing overwatering. Next, with gloves on, insert the BioGuard squares into each module water outlet. The water outlet is where water will release and wick into the soil. Adding the BioGuard squares will help keep plant roots from clogging the irrigation system once the planter is filled with soil. Let's talk briefly about how the system works. The modules are hollow and airtight. Once the reservoirs are filled with water, a vacuum develops above the water level, with water releasing through tiny holes in the water outlets on each module. Water wicks its way up through the media until it reaches our proprietary moisture sensor. The white tip of the moisture sensor is a micro-porous plastic that acts as a simple valve that closes once there is sufficient moisture in the media. Before filling the modules with water, you will want to soak the top of the moisture sensor for 10 minutes to help create the vacuum. We will cover proper placement of the moisture sensor in a future video. Keep in mind, the lower the sensor, the drier the soil, and the higher the sensor, the wetter the soil. And that's it. You've successfully assembled a modular irrigation container system. Remember, Tournesol is here to support you every step of the way. So share your success with us and let's green our spaces together.